Hi everybody, my name is Jessica and this is my channel Plant Hooker. Now, today I brought out a cat. No, just Ziva wanting attention. But I brought out my Peperomia prostrata, or string of turtles, or creeping peperomia. Now, isn't he gorgeous? All these beautiful leaves. Now, part of the peperomia family, this type is endemic to Ecuador. And what endemic means is it's the only place it's found in the wild. Like, these guys are homes across the world, but in the wild, that is where they're endemic to. They only grow in Ecuador, or that's the only place they've ever been able to find them. Now the reason why, Now the reason why they're called string of turtles is because if you look at the leaves, the variegation on them looks like the back of turtles, and that's why they're called string of turtles. So now I've had mine since it'll be a year in August. I actually got this at a Harry Potter festival in the large, well, I guess Sydney's considered a city, on Cape Breton here. The boys and I had gone, and I think I remember in the movie, I'm trying to remember the name of the witch that teaches them about plants. And like there is a plant that hangs there and it's got like actual turtles on it that move. So sometimes they'll have growers there that will sell plants that look like plants from the movie. Like there's a ginseng plant that looks like the ones that scream. And then there's this guy. Now, when it comes to watering, I'll water this guy approximately, I guess I should have cleaned him out before I started. I'll water him about every 10 days. They are a medium demand for water, and you'll want to water them when they're between a moisture meter level 2 and 3. Now, when it comes to fertilizer, however, I'll fertilize this guy every 3 weeks. And I'll use the all-purpose, the Schultz all-purpose. You can use the fertilizer that's strictly for green plants. I just use the all-purpose Schultz. And any other kind of all-purpose will work as well. This is just what I use. He's also currently in a 5-inch pot. So that's why his water intervals are the way they are. Smaller pots would need more intervals of watering, and larger pots would need less intervals of watering. Hi, Demeter. Everybody's coming around. Oh yes, I don't know if you've ever seen her in her pajamas before. She's learned how to take off her comb, so now she has to wear pajamas, or well, baby clothes. I just go to thrift stores and I buy the size 9 months. And I sew them and alter them to where the legs will fit around her, because around the middle is fine because she's fat, but it's the legs that I have to cut and sew and alter so they fit her, so she doesn't overgroom herself. Yeah. Now these guys can handle normal humidity, but because I have a wood stove, I do tend to mist him. And I'll mist him about every 3 days. For those of you who don't have a wood stove and you still would like to mist them, because sometimes I have noticed that my plants that I do mist, I don't have to clean them so often. You can do it once a week. It should work. I don't see why not. It wouldn't. But you don't need to really clean these guys. If anything, I'll go through it with either tweezers or a paintbrush or a makeup brush whichever is your preference, to take out the cat hair. Now, when it comes to light, they like part sun, part shade. So he hangs in my west-facing window right above my peacock plant. And he's starting to get a little long, like he is starting to touch her. So sometimes what I'll do is when the window is open, oh, I just killed a leaf. When the window is open, I'll actually just kind of put him on the curtain rod and just let him hang in the window so then he's not like touching her. And then the top part will actually get more sun. Because one of the common problems with these guys, and I'll talk about that in a bit, we'll deal with up here. Ideal temperatures for these guys are between 18 and 25 degrees Celsius. However, they can survive, like if you lose your power and you have one, they'll survive as low as 4 degrees in a pot. Mind you, I don't think they can handle that consistently, but in power outages, they would. And they can go outside. If you are in a hardiness zone 10 and above, they can go outside year round. However, because I'm here in Cape Breton, where my hardiness zone is between a 5A, 5B, he can only handle going outside between July and August. I have yet to try putting him outside yet, mostly because of how much wind I get here, because this part of Cape Breton is nicknamed Tornado Alley. We get les gros swats that come through here, so I don't take the chance too often unless it's super, super calm out. But if you're in a nicer spot on Cape Breton and there's no wind, these guys can go outside. Or even in Canada, like I said. Now, when it comes to soil, I believe the soil that I bought him in originally was all-purpose. But then I dropped him. And I had to put in a little bit of my own mixture, which is a mix of tropical, all-purpose, orchid bark, and perlite. And you can kind of, I can block the sun here a little bit, so to give you a view and an idea, if you can see that properly. But you can repot them every year. If the roots are coming out the bottom, which they aren't in him, you probably want to put them back in the same pot, but maybe give him a fresh batch of soil. And one thing I've noticed about the string of turtles, because this is my second one, so full disclaimer, I've killed one already. This is string of turtles take 2. For some odd reason, when they're in the all-purpose soil, the soil goes hydrophobic really quickly. I'm not, no. Ziva's hunting, no. Where was I? Yes, the soil will go hydrophobic in them. So that's one thing you gotta kind of watch out for. But the best soils for these guys are coco coir, peat, leca, and pon. I've never tried them in any of those. I wouldn't do the peat, mostly because it's not considered to be sustainable, while coco coir is. So someday I may try him in leca or pon. I think I'd prefer pon more so than leca, because I've seen people, like other plant tubers, use both leca and pon, and they seem to have such a better success with leca, or no, with pon than they do with leca. For example, wild fern, unplant parenthood, you don't even grow here. And good growing, they seem to do very well with pon. Now, common pest. I have yet to have any issues with pest when it comes to this guy. And I've had thrips flying around. They may have been on him for all I know. They just didn't seem to do the damage like they've done to some of my other plants. Either that or he's just isn't as appealing as the others. Yes, Demeter, I see you. So I don't know if thrips will go after them or not, because when I looked up online, it seems to be their biggest complaints or their biggest enemies are fungus gnats and mealybugs. So now I also could not find anything that could tell me exactly how big these guys get. Like I saw ones that say 10 centimeters, and it's like, this is more than 10 centimeters. One of them was like 50 inches, and you know, maybe they get that in length, but they were talking about in height. It's like maybe if they're crawling up something. Perhaps. Mine, I measured mine, and he is currently 68 centimeters, 27 inches long. So, there we go. Now, common problems with these guys, I'll address the first one first, is you'll see how they're not so much here, but here at the top, the growth is spindly. And what that means is this part is getting optimum light and this part isn't. So that's why I put him on the curtain rod, so then this part can get light, because when he's hanging from my ceiling, only here down is getting light. So when I started doing that, it started, you can see like the small little leaves are starting to come, so she's coming back. Rotting base is overwatering, and another sign to know that you've overwatered them and they have root rot is the leaves will start to droop and curl, so that's another sign of that. Normally people think yellowing leaves is overwatering, but not with him. Yellowing leaves is a sign of underwatering, pest, or undernourished. That's for him. Another thing too is like if the leaves, like there's big spaces between the leaves, that's a sign of low light as well. Because you can tell like he's getting optimum lighting all the way down. It's just at the top where I'm having my issues with that. And you can tell too that I sometimes forget to turn him, so that's why he's got like a bald spot. So, yeah. Would I recommend this for first-time plant owners? No. Because I killed the first one, and I still not 100% sure how I did. I'm pretty sure I overwatered him, and it was when, not last year, but the year before when I was working. Because during prime offshore and prime inshore, it's water, 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 go. And sometimes I may not look ahead on my schedule that I write down. Oh, because I'll, like, I have like a calendar. Okay, this one will need watering these days, and this one will need watering those days. And I always check too with the moisture meter when I'm not working. But when I am working, it's like, who needs watering? Okay, this one, and go, 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 go. And I think I might have accidentally watered him one time too many. So that's why I lost my first one. So I wouldn't not recommend these for beginner plants. Like this would not be a good first plant. Maybe once if you can like get through with, say, an optusfolia, and you can have them growing really good and whatnot as like your first time plant, and you don't kill them, then you can graduate to the creeping peperomia or the string of turtles. So if you have any questions, you can shoot me a message. If you like the video, you can give me a thumbs up. If you didn't like the video, you can always give me a thumbs down. Everybody has a right to their opinion. If you really like the video, you can subscribe. Or if you have any ideas on other things you'd like for me to see. I know more people have been asking for more videos of Angus, and I've been kind of thinking of doing something. Angus, my dog, he's here on the couch sleeping. He's guard dog off duty. Yeah, just mention things you'd like to see, maybe a plant tour or repots or whatnot. Because I did repot my donkey tail the other day, and I kind of kicked myself for not doing it on video. But my kids are home, and I was like, yeah, no, that wouldn't be a good idea. But anyways, the cats say goodbye, or they want attention. So, as always, live long, plant on.